Pisces, hello. Welcome to your mid-April 2020 reading. It's good to see you guys today. I hope everything is finding you well. No sickness, hopefully. Everything's pretty quiet. Been busy in my neck of the woods. Emotions are a little crazy up here in Michigan. Michigan's being hit pretty hard by COVID-19 right now. And, we were one of the first states to be put under an executive order for stay home. So it's a little tense. And nobody's quite sure what's going to happen. And I'm kind of struggling with those negative fear-based emotions because I'm an empath. I can feel it everywhere right now. But I saged and I saged the area and I grounded before I did your reading. And Pisces, I love this deck for you guys because you're the dreamers. I also grabbed out the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. I love these cards, only this deck, because I don't generally like things written on the cards themselves, mainly because I am an intuitive tarot reader, so I always go off of how I'm feeling when I look at the cards and what's speaking to me, intuition-wise. But let's see what you got in store for you, Pisces. Mid-April 2020, so that would be April 15th through the end of the month. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Ooh, Pisces. See, I knew when I picked up these cards, I gotta be honest, a lot of the readings have been tense over the past week. Except for maybe 2. I literally could count. And everybody's so tense. I was like, I almost dreaded doing readings today because I could feel that energy there. But something told me to pick up the Fairy Tarot cards. And I see why. So your first 2 cards, the Sun, so happiness, and the 4 of Summer. Now, here's the thing. When I make this statement, 9 times out of 10, most people will think she's lecturing. But it's not. So I wanted to state that before I make the next statement. And the reason being is because I want you to understand how I see this. You have all the happiness in the world right now at your fingertips. And I do believe that you are happy. And I do believe that you do realize this. The problem is that you're taking it for granted. And you're just finding discontentment with life in general. But here's the thing. I don't feel like it's about any one thing specifically. I feel like, Pisces, maybe you're just down. Got the blues. Cabin fever. I feel like you're not happy with your lot in life right now. Not because your lot in life isn't good. It's because you wouldn't be happy if you were a prince in a castle, or a princess in a castle, with grapes being fed to you while you laid down. And not because you're not easy to please, Pisces. That's not it at all. It is just the mind frame you got going on right now. It usually comes with grief or mourning. And mourning doesn't necessarily mean death. You can mourn anything that you lose. But I feel like this is a discontentment. It's a feeling that's lasted past its time. For instance, let's say somebody you knew passed away and it really hurt you and really, really put you in a sad, sad space. That is a warranted situation to cause this feeling that we're speaking of. This feeling of malaise. That's a good word for it. Just discontented. Not sad, not angry. You're not crying with tissues at night, you know. But you just are not satisfied. And that usually comes with grief, with grieving the loss of something. And when I keep saying that, I do not mean human life. I mean, let's say you worked your butt off all through college. And while you were going there, you were like, someday when this is all said and done, I'm doing this so I can travel the world for 30 days. That's my goal. That's how I know I've made it. Right? And then you get there and you've worked hard. And you should be happy because now you got 30 days off of work. You're traveling the world, seeing places you've never seen before. I mean, 80% of people would just be thrilled to be able to have this opportunity. But you're not happy. And the reason why you're not happy is, truthfully, this is the feeling. The reason you're not happy is because you have to take it 2 days earlier than you thought you would. That's the kind of malaise I'm talking about. Not that you are actually doing that, but that's the kind of discontentment with life. You should be enjoying it, but you're not because it did not go the way you had planned it would. Which, honestly, for a dreamer like Pisces, I'm surprised and not surprised that this is the effect that it had, because your dreams can tend to be better than real life when all is said and done. When it all comes to it, down to it, dreams are always better than reality. That's why they're dreams, right? So that's kind of what you're dealing with, like realizing that 30 days trip around the world meant 15 different planes, 14 customs. You know, you lost your luggage in Paris while you were on your way to Zimbabwe. Do you see what I mean? You had an idea that it would be perfect because this was your culmination of success. You worked hard, and we're not talking for a year till your vacation came up and you scrimped and saved. We're talking like, I made a career choice back when I was heading down the career path. I made a choice right then to go to school for this or to dump all my time into learning this. And I will be successful at it. And I will do, and I did everything I needed to do to be successful, and here I am successful. And I kept telling myself this past 20 years, once I get there, once I am successful, I am going to take this is going to be my reward. And your first stop is Rome. I don't know if anybody's been to Rome. The architecture is beautiful, but it's a tourist town, and it's dirty. Florence is worse, I think. But do you see what I'm saying? So you go there expecting to see these beautiful rolling vineyards, right outside of a Romanesque or Grecian, wherever you're at. What did I say? You're in Greece? Well, you know what I mean. Falling structure, with vineyards in the background, and it's a balmy 80 degrees. In reality, it's dirty, it's dank. You don't get to the country till you get to northern Italy, Tuscany, or the idea that you had. I can't even speak for that, but and when you get there, there's no buildings, there's nothing to do but enjoy the nice, beautiful, balmy breeze. You see what I'm saying? And it's made you discontent because this has been your life focus. And there's nothing wrong with that. Other than there needs to be a little realism. I mean, it's a big city. You know? Rome's a big city. But you see what I'm saying. Like, you've worked your whole life, and this is the pinnacle. This is the peak of it. This is, I made it, and I made it successfully. And it's a letdown the whole time. Tired. It's hot. Customs and planes and rude travelers and languages you don't speak and food you don't recognize. You have no idea what that is they serve. You know, I've only got 2 cards out so far in 11 minutes. That's how much I wanted to explain that. And I tend to be an over-explainer, but I really try and like narrow that back for these readings. But I don't feel like that was an over-explanation for you guys. I feel like this was such a reality check. And because you're a mature adult, you said, well, not everything can be positive. But it turns out the whole trip kind of sucked. You know? And here you are sitting, you know, in this 5-star hotel with expensive dinner sitting in front of you and a $300 bottle of wine. And the wine's not cold. Dinner was served 2 hours ago, so it's freezing cold by now. And it's raining. You know? But that's how it works sometimes. So let's move on. It was so... the reason why I want to explain it is because if I just said that you're just taking it for granted, it would have taken a negative connotation, and I did not want it to, because it is important to understand you can be really sad that what you thought, what you have worked all your life for, was not at all what you wanted. There's an adjustment period there. You literally grieve the loss of that idea. And then after grieving is depression. And then there's acceptance. So, I mean, we don't need to go through the 5 stages of grief. But you get the point I'm making. Like, you might be discontent right now, but your life is happy. I mean, your plans are working out perfectly. You have amazing ideas that are leading to commendations and rewards, you know. You have so many blessings in life, but you're not seeing the beauty in it. You're taking it for granted. Yeah, you need to balance. And with some hard work, your wish will be fulfilled. I cannot even believe this, Pisces. We have 5 cards out on the table. Most spreads take about 20 minutes and probably, I would say, 15 to 20 cards. And that's not with clarifiers, because I don't read spreads. I lay them out, and I'm an intuitive reader. I read it how I see it. And so I'll read it out just to get details, you know, just spark what's going on in my head. But this is so straightforward. And the thing is, like, the thing about it is, you know, I almost thought of a better scenario that fits this and actually fits what's going on today. And I'm not saying that this is a scenario you're dealing with, but I just want to throw it out there really quick. Okay. So no matter where you're at in the world, you're probably quarantined in one way, shape, or form, whether it is social distancing, self-quarantining, government issued quarantining, you know what I mean? Down sick. I mean, you could be sick with the coronavirus right now. And you're not at work. You're not working. So here's your vacation. Except you're sick. And there's this virus going everywhere. Isn't it scary? I mean, let's be honest. It is running rampant. And 2 weeks prior to this happening, you were like, man, I just wish I could get a week or two off work. I would lay around, watch TV, relax, have some wine, have a really good dinner. I think I'll cook dinner all day on set. You know what I mean? And then come Friday night, you got out of work 2 hours ago and now you don't feel well. And you're down with the fever. You're still at home. Still have the ability to cook. Still have the ability to nap around, watch your TV shows, do whatever it is you want to do for vacation. You see what I mean? It's exactly what I'm talking about. You have a right to be disappointed and upset. But also understanding that these things happen. And that take your blessings. You're not at work. You know, gotta, you know. In that scenario, you're not at work. In the Italy scenario, you're in Italy. You don't like Rome? Go to Venice. Go to Tuscany. Shoot, go over to Greece. It's not like being in the U.S. where, you know, you've got Canada and South America, Mexico. You know, that's all you got. Over there, you can like shoot up and go 8 different ways and end up wherever you want to. Probably take a tram there, a train, or whatever, you know? It's all about refocusing how you are seeing the scenario. It's like, man, I really don't like Rome at all. But I overheard somebody say something about blah, 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 blah. You know? With that being said, love and light, I hope you have a wonderful April. Pisces, take care, and I will see you later.